Hey guys, Marsingin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and with the Piccolo and Gohan banners very soon arriving. Obviously the hype is real. I've been waiting for these units for quite a long time. I know everybody is excited. The fact that it's on both versions as well, like the hype is just real across the entire community. So very, very exciting. I cannot wait for the live stream to see the animations and all that kind of stuff, and then to get back and actually summon for the units. So for today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about potential units that we could see as the side banner units for the two banners. Now, generally in the past, the New Year's banner has not had side banner units. However, because we're getting Dokkan Fest LRs as the new units, the new kind of format with these banners, especially when they are like LR Dokkan Fest banners, is that we have 10 featured units. So I made a video, a two-part video with Minato talking about our predictions for the banner. That video will have already come out, I'm pretty sure, but depending on when this video is going to get scheduled. But that video should already be out. So we talked about what units we thought would be on the banner, but obviously we left a section free for side banner units. So I know Minato has done one of his own. I haven't watched it yet before recording this, so I might watch it afterwards. It'll be interesting to see if we picked out all the same things, because I guess there's not really a huge amount of options. I've been seeing people talk about the potential of there even being two side banner units on both banners, but I feel like that's unlikely solely just because of the options that are available. Because whilst I have picked a few, I do think some of them are obviously a lot less likely than others. So you guys go ahead and let me know down below, what units do you think we could see as the side banner units. Obviously we're going to start off here with probably the most likely possibility, which is of course a Pan. Now, I'm obviously just looking at Google Images because, we don't really have any versions of any of these characters actually in the game at the moment. But that initial one that I had up on the screen was, of course, a thumbnail from our boy Goresh, because they did bring out a Pan unit in Legends. So that does seem to be, pretty clear that if they are going to release a side banner unit, I would say that Pan is pretty much top of the list. I would imagine just like Legends will get this version of Pan in like her training gear and not like the, school uniform Pan. I guess maybe she could be the SSR, right? And then this one is the TUR, but it probably is just going to be the training gear Pan. I can imagine her just being some kind of support unit, especially for like bond of parent and child or something, right? Given the story of the movie and everything. I could see that actually for sure, her being a bond of parent and child support unit. I always like these side banner units when they are, support units that can kind of hold their own defensively. I think that would be really good, and obviously she would be a super good option then on Gohan's team. So I think Pan is like the #1 most obvious choice for a side banner unit. So if we are getting a side banner unit on both the banners, I would be shocked if one of them is not Pan. So moving on to the other options. So the first one we've got here is Goten and Trunks. There's not really a lot of images of them from Superhero on Google Images. We've got like this one taken from the movie. There's another promotional one here. Actually, I don't know if this might be fan art actually. Yeah, there's not a huge amount of ones actually from the movie. That's a pretty good one. So yeah, a new Goten and Trunks would be pretty cool. I'm assuming, I wonder if they would name them differently, because we have units like we have Kid Goten and Trunks units in the game. We have the GT Goten and Trunks, who are obviously a support for Goku family and Vegeta family. I wonder if they would name these guys. I guess they could just be like Goten Teen and Trunks Teen, right? So they would have a unique name. Now, a lot of people have speculated about if we are going to get a Goten and Trunks side banner unit, will they actually fuse into Fat Gotenks? Because obviously that is what happens in the movie. I don't know. I mean, side banner units, we don't often get like active skill or transforming side banner units, but if they're going to pick Goten and Trunks as a side banner unit, then them being a fusion unit would obviously be cool, because that is what happens in the movie. Another fusion character for movie heroes, obviously good. Now it is going to be the Fat Gotenks, but again, they could make him a support Piccolo, of course, will be on Fused Fighters, so they could make him a Fused Fighters support unit and have him be on Piccolo's banner, because then that means he's going to be good on fusion teams with other fusion characters because they're all on Fused Fighters, but he will also be supporting Piccolo on Piccolo's own team. So actually, now that I think about it, that would actually be a really good choice for Piccolo's banner. So have these guys that fuse into Gotenks, they're fused fighters. Even if they only fuse in the super attack effect, you can get away with it, right? Because they added the Kid LR Goten and Trunks to fusion, because they fuse in their super attack effect. So they could be a TUR that fuses in their super attack animation, and then they would be on those categories. And then, yeah, they could be a support unit for fused fighters. And then we'd have Pan, who's the support unit for Bond of Parent and Child. So I think that would actually work out really, really well. So thinking about that, I think these are probably my two top picks. But then moving on, we have Krillin and 18. I could barely find any images of them both together. So there's only this one from the promotional image. But the funny thing is, with this pose of like Krillin doing kind of like the Destructo Disc pose, but holding up Android 18, I could 100% see this being the SSR art in Dokkan. Like, imagine seeing this pop up in the summons. And then I would assume the TUR art would be more of kind of like an action, you know, pose. Both of them sort of like flying into battle or something. But I could definitely see this as an SSR art. Now, obviously, they don't really do a lot. They kind of help keep Cell Max at bay at the end of the movie. But, like I say, we don't really have a huge amount of options, right? So I do think a Krillin and 18 unit could be thrown on there. Given the context, the fact that they would be on movie heroes, they wouldn't be on a ton of other categories. So I'm not sure how they would work out. We don't want a repeat of the free-to-play Krillin and 18 from the 6th anniversary, who never really got to see any use. So this is one of those awkward units where, because they are different, like, I don't want to say races, but obviously Android 18 is on androids and Krillin is on earthlings, so by being a joined forces unit, they don't get either of those categories. So they would be on limited teams, but they could make up for that by just actually making the unit really good. So I do think there is the potential that we could see them as a side banner unit. The next one I wanted to mention is the Piccolo in the Red Ribbon Army disguise. So I did actually tweet out about this the other day. I definitely would love to see them do this Piccolo. I feel like he could be a free-to-play unit. He doesn't really feel like side banner unit material, especially considering one of the main banner units is Piccolo. But I could see this being a free-to-play unit. I think that would be pretty cool, right? And then they could get around the naming convention by calling him like Piccolo brackets Red Ribbon Disguise or something, right? Because the Beerus in the Monarcha costume like item is called like Beerus brackets Monarcha costume or whatever it is. So he wouldn't have to just be called Piccolo, which then at least means we would have another differently named Namekian unit. So that would be pretty cool. He could be a support for Namekians, especially if they do end up giving Orange Piccolo Namekians as one of his leader skill. Because remember, Gohan and Piccolo are Dokkan Fest exclusive LRs, which means they're going to have at least 2 categories with a 170 and then at least 1 with a 30% to make up their 200% leads. So I could see Orange Piccolo having Namekians as one of them, and then this guy being in there. So I do think it would be much, much better for this guy to be a free-to-play farmable unit who's just like a decent support unit. I don't really see him being the side banner unit on a Piccolo banner. So we've got like 2 Piccolos basically. But I would like to see this unit in the game. I think it would be pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think down below. And then we also have our boy Dr. Hedo. So, you know, with the Gammas, well, I say with them returning, we're all kind of assuming that the Gammas are going to return, right? So this guy could be on the team. Considering his backstory and everything, he could be like an android support unit or something like that. Although I guess that would be weird, right? Because he's not on the androids team. Have they ever done a support unit that supports a category that they're not on? Probably not, right? So I guess he's not going to be doing anything like that. The one thing that makes me feel a lot less likely about them doing this guy is the fact that we got obviously Dragon Ball Bulma units, but ever since Bulma became like an actual adult, like the actual scientist Bulma, she doesn't have any unit representation in Dokkan. So I don't know what they would really do with Hedo. I mean, obviously for his super attack animation, he could have the attack with his little robot insect thing, so he does at least have like an attack. And I guess if they want to do him in his like superhero costume, he does actually have a blaster like the Gammas. We never actually see him use it, right? But he does actually have it, as well as having the little poison insect drone thing. So I think he could be a banner unit. I feel like he's a much lower down the list option, right? So I guess maybe if they do 2 side banner units, he could make an appearance, but I don't think he's as likely as some of the other ones. And then the only other one is our guy Magenta, the new leader of the Red Ribbon Army, because whether he would be transforming or not, I don't know, but obviously we have him in his, like, I guess quote-unquote base form, and then we have the weird, like, muscle armor suit thing that he puts on at the end of the movie. So I imagine the card would probably be this guy, right? Especially because he would be attacking, you know, so I guess it would make more sense to be this form more than just the base, like, suited form. Again, I feel like this is a pretty low on the list option. There's also Carmine as well, but he doesn't really do anything either. He's just going to be, like, in Hercule over here with his, you know, shooting a gun super attack animation. So I think it's pretty unlikely that we see these guys as characters. Hedo is a little bit more likely, I think, but if you have to put it down to my overall predictions, I'm definitely going with Pan and then a Goten and Trunks. I think that would be pretty cool, especially with Goten and Trunks being the feature of the new chapters of the manga now that it's come back. I think it would be pretty cool to have them as like a featured unit on the banner. So I think these are probably my 2 top picks. Krillin and 18 maybe, and then I would love to see this guy as a free-to-play unit. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you think there will be side banner units? Because obviously, remember, like I said, the New Year banners haven't had side banner units before, and we don't have any confirmation that they are going to have them. This is all just speculation. So let me know your thoughts. Are they going to have side banner units? Who do you think they're going to be? What would you like to see those units actually do? Let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.